America did another racism.
Oh, you have to catch me up. I took a nap on December 31st, 2019. I just woke up. What did I miss?
Much.
What did I miss?
Yeah, pretty uneventful year. Sports canceled.
I was say I know my Braves are looking good. I'm getting ready for the finals matchup. I think Lakers Bucks is going to be a doozy. I can't believe LaMelo Ball went first and second in the draft. Mm-hmm. Outside of that, no, those were the only 3 alerts I got.
Yeah, no, we'll see you guys Friday. This feels, speaking for me only, obviously, this feels profoundly different than Ferguson and that era of people being fed the fuck up and marching in streets.
Yeah, like again, as it should. Yeah, you saw what happened last time. Nothing. So,
whole lot of it.
It gets escalated. That's how this tends to work.
Yeah, and it feels like a good thing. It feels like there's obviously been backlash, heaps of backlash, or not backlash, but people getting mouthy, people pushing back at what seem like very obvious sentiments to hold things to say at a time like this. But it feels like a fraction of what it was last time.
Yeah, and again, as it should, because as this goes on, if that number stayed the same, then something's wrong.
Right.
Like if you had to see all the difference, I think Mike Brown was 2015, 16?
15, or it must have been 15.
I can't keep these straight.
No.
Yeah, if over 3-4 years, all the number of Black men, Black women, trans Black people have been killed by police, and that number stayed the same, yeah, something went horribly wrong. So it should be escalating.
August 9th, 2014.
14, wow.
So nearly 6 years ago.
Jesus Christ.
Which means like a lot of those kids who were in high school watching that probably just got done with college. You know what I mean? They're becoming adults. So that there's some reason to hold some hope. But man, oh man. First of all, hats off to you for going on Erica's podcast.
Thank you.
And burning all of the good material you would have used on here.
I was going to say, I got shit for you today, buddy. We might just want to just link it to the Toka CEO. I mean, I can go back and I'll say some of the stuff Willie said, because Willie made some good points. I'll just say it in my voice. Like, I'll talk about my wife and my young son.
Your career with the Jets.
Yeah, no, my years as a Super Bowl winning interior offensive lineman.
I mean, that wouldn't be really much different than our typical episode for you on here.
It was me, it was Max Starks, and it was David DeCastro plugging up the gap for the steel curtain. Yeah.
What I would like to say is I was infuriated with you for stealing one of my points. I don't have many points to add at a time like this. So
yeah, you see how it feels, don't you, white man? Yeah, taste of your own medicine.
Look, if this is what you've been going through, I don't care for it. It stinks. I'll say it.
That's what it would take. You still one of Trump's tweets. He's like, this is how this shit feels?
What did anyone tell me?
Oh, no, I've been going about this. Nah, fuck that guy. What was your point?
Buddy.
Yeah.
More so now than maybe ever. Which is a hard bar to cross. No, because it's something I think every time this happens, it's the smart ass who's like, well, actually, white people get killed more often than Black people by the police. Why is that a good point to make?
not to brag, but
you don't see us belly aching. Why aren't you belly aching?
Yeah, stick that in your pipe and smoke it, Withers. They never point out it's more total, but they never point out the ratio wise. If you go into ratio, they don't want that.
No.
But what are you talking? The police killed my whole family, Withers.
Here I am. I married one.
Like, just holding a gun to his own head. This is how much I ride for the blue. So it's times like this. People, I think it's more obvious people are not making the points they think they're making.
No, No,
They don't know that, but it's more obvious to people on the outside, and the people that can't see it. I'm not focused on them anymore. They're lost causes.
there are a lot of lost causes, and then there are a lot of people getting clowned who have good intentions but say the wrong thing. I think they should be clowned,
Sure,
but maybe like a half tick less. Like let's clown them and try, because if they're you can tell who's well intentioned. You know what I mean?
I don't know if you can.
Not always.
That's
Obvious well intentioned people.
But it's intent and it's impact, and you can mean a whole lot of good. Like they meant good when they thought they were stopping somebody for forging a $20 bill. That was their intent. Their impact was putting their knee on a man's neck for 8 minutes and killing him. So yeah, it's nice to mean well, but every pilot leaves the ground with good intentions. Like that.
I hope.
Yeah. Listen, that mountain jumped up on him, but his intentions, Mick.
Yeah. So certainly meant to go over it.
Yeah. He undershot it by some 1,200 feet.
Yeah, that Chris Rock bit from Tambourine going semi-viral. I've seen viraler.
Sure.
Of him talking about some jobs can't have bad apples. I don't know why that's not more obvious either.
But you got to think of the good ones, Mick.
A lot of good ones standing right next to the bad ones doing a whole bunch of nothing about it.
Yeah. So, like I've seen people say it like, Catholic priest, a lot of good Catholic priests. I'm certain that there are. I 100% believe it.
By the numbers, there have to be a few.
But those bad apples, they spoil the whole bunch. And it's also, it's never, listen, it was a couple of bad apple protesters out there. No, it's one protester bring down the whole movement, but it's never a couple bad apple cops bring down all the good. It never works like that. So
no, it also never works where it's funny how people just want calm, peaceful, damn near silent protests right now. If only a single person had tried that 5 years ago, but no one thought of it. Sadly, no one comes to mind. At least
a person tried it some 40 years ago, and they blew his jaw off while he was standing on the balcony in Memphis. And then they still ask why there aren't more people like that man.
Dick Vitale, like that was not an example of the well-intentioned people I'm talking about. By the way, that is not an example.
What do you say? He was like, "Where's MLK?" And somebody replied, "He got assassinated with a capital A, baby."
Baby.
That shouldn't be funny.
No, it shouldn't. But you know what? Like I've already laughed more in the 10 minutes we've been on than I anticipated. But it's more at the absurdity of some of the situation. Because it's very, very serious. It's been very serious for you your whole life, every day.
Mm-hmm. And even before that, it just started the day I was.
For the other people who happen to look like you, yes.
I was born at midnight. Racism 1201.
Yeah, it was like finally get him.
It was my old man, and racism senior, looking into like the sea of babies like that. Yeah, that's mine.
He's a me too.
Yeah. Oh, he will be. I'm not having fun.
No. And I've seen a lot of people express it too. Like you try and get off social media to take a break, but you want to stay informed. You want to stay in the loop, and it's a cycle you can't break.
Yeah. And again, for some people, you can't stay out of that loop. Like I saw yesterday, if I have it correctly, they reported in Chicago that the curfew was like 3 p.m., but they also cut off the buses after people were already out. And I think people found out on Twitter versus finding out on their phone. So it's like you literally have to stay connected.
Oh yeah.
Because it's like, okay, well now I can't get home. Well, now they're mass arresting people because we can't get home. I wonder if this was set up, huh?
Yeah, in Boston, they did the whole cops take a kneel with everyone.
Sure.
And then because in Boston, like right downtown, we have the Boston Commons, which it's just this. We've walked through it. That's where we smoke.
That's right. I've been to Beantown. Yes. Another peaceful protest.
But that's where, like, every rally, protest, anything happens in the city, because it's literally the Commons. It's common ground for everyone. That's what it's fucking for. So that's where all the main action happened last night. All that happens, then the cops just surrounded it. And it's just like, well, should have seen this one coming.
Yeah, I feel like everybody, again, got that same memo. It's like, okay, now we're going to kneel with them for a second, let everybody get their pictures. And then from every single city, the people that posted that were like, as soon as the cameras left, they whooped our ass.
Right.
They pushed us down. They tear gassed us. They shot rubber bullets at us. I'm sure people saw a kid lost his eye, man.
That reporter got shot in the throat.
Yeah, like it's real. And again, these are reporters, people with credentials.
Very visible credentials.
Yeah, the kid that lost his eye, a white kid, and like on the front line trying to say what's right and lost his fucking eye. Like that is unreal, but all too real at the same time.
Yeah, like has a single image surprised you?
No, I can't say that. No, you.
I think the one thing, and it was early, that really surprised me was when they arrested. I can't remember. There's been too much information going into my brain recently. I'm blanking on his name. The CNN reporter. I want to say Thursday or Friday.
Yeah.
That they arrested
2 years ago. Yeah, I remember that.
That they arrested like while he was like live. And it was just like,
this man stuck in here with some phony CNN. Who the hell is that? A cameraman, a truck.
Yeah. Yeah, fool me once.
Yeah, I'm not going for this again.
Yeah, I saw this the Rodney King riots, an old ploy.
Yeah, Larry King. Okay. Book him, Dano.
Pick him up by his suspenders. Yeah,
it was by his glasses. Yeah.
That was like 1984 shit, like type of stuff you see in like communist dictatorship countries. Like not like people love the Second Amendment. I'm not here to talk about the Second Amendment. There's a reason that one's second and a different one's first. You know what I mean? Like that. They were like, we need to make sure people can speak. We need to make sure like the press can do what they do. They're getting that one out of the way quick and early.
Oh yeah, and that's we're the Constitution thumpers now. Like when people was out there protesting to go back to the gym, it was they can't take away our right to protest. Now it's like, hey, listen,
protest the right way.
Yeah, I don't like that seeing. I mean, that mic could be a gun. That badge, who's to say it's not explosives?
And right before all this started, too, there was like heavy rumors, threats that the president was going to sign an executive order to shut down basically social media, which I can't think of a more dangerous thing to have happen. Right? Imagine if not only there was no social media, but we see what they're doing to the press, but if we couldn't even see what they were doing to the press because the press was so limited, what would there even to be to believe?
And that's pretty much what people have been saying for the whole time. Like when the cameras aren't rolling, imagine what they're doing. When like before there was any single news station, like you know how bad shit had to be. Somebody's like, man, I got to tell somebody about this.
Right.
Like people will not believe me if I cannot show this to them. And I've seen I don't know what documentary it's from, but it's an old clip of President Eisenhower when he went to one of the concentration camps and he brought like all the media with him and they were like not showing the bodies and stuff. He was like, no, show it. Like this is why I'm here. You're supposed to see this. And he was like, for the people back home, I can't tell you what you're fighting for, but I can show you what you're fighting against. Like that's why this shit needs to be documented.
A leader.
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
Once upon a time.
I was gonna say we should try that out again sometime.
No, I'd much rather the man from The Apprentice.
Which
Lead our
season?
country. 3, 4, not 5 though, not 5.
No. Forgettable season. They said all of the Louisville police who shot and killed David McAtee had all of their cameras conveniently off, which that can't be right.
With batteries, with
it had to have been. Maybe there was, you know what? There's probably some static in the air that distorted them.
5G.
Yeah, classic 5G.
That's another. That man was cooking outside his restaurant, outside a gas station. Like, it wasn't
feeding police officers
for free. And it's like, come on, man. You think they really want you to believe that they're out there and all this? It's militarized gear. It's not police gear anymore. And you think somebody firing like a single shot? Come on, man. Come on. And yeah, he fires back. He gets killed. And I keep seeing it, so I imagine it's true. Apparently, they left his body outside overnight.
12 hours is what I keep saying.
Yeah, which that's intent. That's on purpose. It's the same with Mike Brown. They left Mike Brown's body in the street before they covered it up for hours.
Right.
That's a sign. That's very much intentional. And there's so much going on. I mean, but particularly in Louisville. Like, they fired the police chief, and I'm hearing now, I don't know how true that is, he was retiring next month. So if you're going to strip him of his pension and benefits, all that, okay, right. I'm fine with that. But if he just gets an early 4 weeks off, then no, fuck that.
Yeah, it doesn't appear to be doing anything.
So having a lot of fun.
And it was very fleeting, but the only fun I've had was when there were rumors people broke into the New England Aquarium and were stealing penguins.
Were those confirmed? I heard those.
No, very much not confirmed.
I gotta say, I am disappointed. Nobody hit my line. I know somebody got in the ice box. Nobody hit my line.
It's disrespectful, is what it is.
I mean, I'm just saying. I got cash. You know what I mean?
Yeah, this is not gonna be a paper trail. This isn't Jordan.
That's what I'm saying.
Booah, yeah.
But yeah, Slim Boo. Yeah, I write a 57th. It was a business loan. I like I like supporting small businesses. It's
dude. I can somewhat understand people who see destruction in their own city and they cringe a little bit. I can somewhat see it, but don't lie to me, pretend like you support all these fucking small businesses year round. You don't.
Oh yeah. No, listen, nobody cares about the black community until it's us tearing it down. Nobody cares. Nobody cares when they tearing housing down to build car dealerships. Nobody cares when people getting denied jobs and housing or paying exorbitant housing rates for the color of their skin. Nobody cared when it was redlining. Nobody cared when people are denied business loans. But now, God forbid, you throw a brick through a Target and it's like, oh my, this is what would Martin say? Do you guys ever think about that? Shut up. Just shut the hell up.
Yeah, did you think about that?
Yeah, no, I didn't. Not once. So and it goes with the small bit. Yeah, you don't care about these businesses, and that's fine too. But it's performative.
Don't use it to stand out,
and it shows. Yeah. Now, if somebody can show me, like, listen, I got toots from 2014 when things were great. I was like, listen, don't blow up the block. Maybe a little different, but desperate times, desperate measures.
That's one of the infuriating parts is people who are so instantly combative to some of these things, and that's all lives matter summed up to me perfectly. It was a combative phrase to Black Lives Matter. Right. If it had come first, I don't think many people would have a problem with it. It didn't.
Yeah, I mean, it's another one of like those things I've seen going around. It's like, yeah, nobody's going to a breast cancer rally and screaming all cancers matter.
No,
nobody's going to. It's like, why are the firefighters putting out that house? All these houses matter. Well, listen, that one's on fire right now, so it might need a little different attention than the rest of them. It was never only Black Lives Matter. It was never that.
Never. It was
but
never.
it's been taken as that. Yeah.
By assholes.
Yeah, and even that, like, you don't think all lives matter. Like, again, that's just another lie. I know you don't.
Right.
So you standing on something that it's just a wild time to be advocating with the devil. There's no on the fence. I said it on the Token CEO. There's no on the fence here.
No.
There's no, like, it's not enough to just be, well, I'm not a racist, but, well, are you anti-racist? Because if you're not anti-racist, then you see how people could confuse you as a racist,
right?
Or subscribing to racist philosophies or voting for people that subscribe to racist philosophies. There's no, well, I don't have a horse in this race. No, you do. You might not know you got a horse in this race, but you do. I
thought Arian Foster on Pardon My Take today said something that a lot, like, it's something I've thought but haven't been able to put into words, and I think other people have thought and haven't been able to express. I thought he handled it very well. It's not about having white guilt. It's empathy. It's okay to have empathy. It's what you should have. It's not, oh, I feel bad about being white. Listen, I've been white my whole life. I don't know if you knew this, Tyler. I hate to spring it on you in this forum.
Okay. Yeah, tell me anything.
But it's like, I remember, like, because I get called like a race traitor all the time. Like, trust me, it doesn't bother me at all. It's like, if that's the team, yeah, I'm okay with trading myself.
You think racists should be treated equal?
Yeah, to a different, yeah. I'm quite okay with that. But it's that's the thing. I've never. And maybe it's because I come from, luckily, like a very diverse part of Boston where I grew up with everyone around me. So I've always, but seeing this shit on a national level, like how wildly different the treatment is, and even back home too, how the different treatment is. I never did feel guilty. Mariah just walked in with maybe 100 packages. Go ahead. I never felt guilty, but I always did feel bad. And when you hear people keep saying, why you got white guilt, why you got white guilt, you start to think, is this guilt? But to hear him call it what it was, just empathy. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Like, why does someone on the other side want to make me even try and feel bad about feeling bad about murder in the streets?
Right.
Like, why is there another side? Why are the people who are like, you can't politicize this? This isn't political at all. If someone's running on, we should be able to kill black people in the streets, don't vote for that guy. Feels simple.
Hey, listen. And they still turn out to be president, man. This shit crazy. But that's part. It is empathy. And it's just, like, I think we see it just in general. Like, with COVID, people just lack empathy, just in general. Now, it makes it much worse, in situations like this. But it's the biggest thing my therapist and I argue about. I got some heat for her ass this week. Hey, let her. I'm walking in with the Mac. It was like, I just have no faith in people. They've consistently given me no reason to have faith, because empathy would change a lot of things, a lot of places.
Right.
Because when you don't look at things as a zero-sum game, like, well, if it's white guilt, if they get something, that means they're taking what I have. No, that's not what that means at all. And to say that it's just another deflection. Like, I feel like I would say I'm past the point. Like, I'm not responding to any type of deflection. If you're not talking about the actual issue, I'm also not talking to anybody. If you create an account in 2020, I ain't talking to nobody, because you was dumb as hell to create an account in 2020. You knew what Twitter was.
Sexual Jumanji's account got deleted, and he had to reactivate a new account.
Listen, I love Sex J. He had his chance to get out of the abyss. I thought
fair.
I would have loved to see it'd be the Batman scene. I'm just overseas one day at a Twitch conference, and I see Sex J and Catwoman,
oversized fedora.
Yeah, he's sipping a Fernie Branca, and I tip my cap to him. He tips his cap to me.
No words. Yeah,
we go our separate ways. We go our separate ways. That's what I hope. But yeah, he came back. God bless him.
I have multiple people today tweet me, and you can always tell just from the words in a tweet, like, oh, this is a 7 follower, definitely 2020, but account created June 2020.
Right,
it's June 1st.
Right, come on, man.
Today is the first day of June. Like, if you want to be an asshole and a piece of shit, do it from your regular account. Own it. Don't, because that's a level of cowardice that gets zero respect from me. Zero.
Yeah, even then, like, and it's not even to play like, oh, you got to have followers for me to respond. But listen, if you have literally if nobody else is talking to you, why would I? Why would I? That's just not smart on my part.
No.
So, it's all deflect. Like, yeah, go vote. We see how well that consistently works out. Yeah, it's disingenuous. It's not nobody believes the shit they're saying when they're creating like these. And Arian said it. They're straw men. They're creating their own straw men to argue against. And if you take the bait, they got you. Because you're taking it away from the issue at hand. That's
a straw man because like I saw, and I'm sure you saw it a lot on your timeline too. Friday and Saturday mostly was people donating to the Minnesota Freedom Fund and other bail funds. And so yesterday, when I saw it slowing down a little bit, I was like, I have a big platform. So I donated to 4. I donated to Massachusetts, Atlanta, Brooklyn, and Minnesota. And
Virgil McMahon.
I donated 4 times what that motherfucker donated, and I have a fraction of that motherfucker. I don't want to hear it.
Man, fuck Virgil.
That was tough. Kanye's best man, not in the right. I find that hard to believe.
They was like, this is everything he's ever created. You can't buy anything he created for $50.
Like the cheapest stuff was like 51. Like even with 50, they'd still tell you to fuck off.
Yeah, keychain ring. This says keychain ring, $58. And this man put a 50 ball on it. I've been laughing at that shit all day.
50 ball is funny. 50 ball is really funny.
Yeah, no, they said we're calling it a Virgil now. So if you're talking 50, we're calling it a Virgil.
I saw them. They photoshopped him on a $50 bill like that.
And then listen, man. It's funny now to that T-shirt selling for $375 with his face on the $50 bill.
Yeah, that's true. It sold out.
Yeah. So now, fuck that guy. That man said, "I matched the 50. Will anyone amongst you match this 50 ball?"
Well, so I chose 50 for each because I saw a lot of people. And listen, not everyone comes from Virgil's tax bracket. So
sure.
The rest of us normal human beings. I was like, I know I can give more than 50. I can't give a fuck ton more than 50. So I gave 4 50s. And I saw everyone else being like, match me. I'll do it here. And it's like, listen, I've got my 70-something thousand followers. Like I quote tweeted someone who had it for like every state, like on a graphic. I quote tweeted it and I'm just like, yeah, if you can give. And I just put the 4 cities, tweeted it. Immediately people were like, don't hurt yourself, patting yourself on the back. It's like, if you know me and you've listened to this particular show, we've always used this platform to spotlight people in need.
We've always patted ourselves on the back. Yes.
That too. But that's not the point of why I did that.
Right.
Like, I don't really give a shit. I've been on the record many times. I'm not a great person.
Sure.
It is what it is. And then you get the criticism. Well, that's just going to bail out the people who are pretending to be protesters, who are really like ops on behalf of the other side. And it's like, if you don't shut the fuck up, if you haven't been paying attention, they're just arresting regular black people every day, not even just during this time, every day for not breaking the law at all. So in case you haven't been watching, like, you don't have to be doing something bad to get arrested and need to be bailed out. That's why I chose the bailout. I saw other people being like, not to me, but just in general, I'm a little suspicious of some of the bailout funds. That's fine. You don't have to dive all the way.
Yeah.
But don't tell me like, oh yeah, that's the wrong way to try and help right now. I know it's not the wrong way. Is it the perfect way? Probably not. Is it like one of the good ways to try and help? Yeah, definitely. That's how I feel.
Well, that's the thing. There is no perfect way, and because things are so fucked up, it's been a lot of people in my mention saying, like they want to help, they legit don't know how, which is perfectly understandable. It's not understandable to like be paralyzed by that. Like, I don't know how to help, so I don't help it anyway. That's not okay. Right. Like that.
I shut off my television and I went to bed. That's what
thank you. Thank you. But yeah, again, whatever you like, I know it's people thinking that they can't give that much, and legit, whatever organization it is, whatever you can give helps. And people don't want to give to the Bell for 100%. There are so many other, I've told people, like, look up something in your community.
Right.
It's one, like Kevin out on the beer pong. He gave to the Louisville Fund. I was going to give to the Minnesota, but right after it, they were like, we got enough, send to some to the other.
Right.
So I sent to Reclaim the Block, which is basically like, I think it was like keeping up like community centers, like food and stuff, shelter and stuff. You can donate to that. So if you think you're like $5 or $10 won't help there, it absolutely will.
Right.
And again, it's nice to do it federal or other cities, but it's so much. I know that if we all help in our own city, it'll improve. I won't say it'll take care of itself, but it'll improve.
Right. And if you don't know what to do and the destruction and rioting upsets you, get a fucking pack of trash bags and go clean. I've seen a lot of people doing that. That helps.
Yeah. Like it's people. I've said if you're watching children while other people go protest, that's help. Making lunch for people that go protest, that's help. Rounding up supplies, gathering supplies, buying supplies. Like again, it's like, okay, I don't have the money to buy these supplies, but if you set them in front of me, I'll make 100 gift bags or whatever. Right. Help in the way you can.
Right.
Everybody can help in some way. So yeah, just not knowing how to help, fine, but not doing anything because of that, not fine.
Yeah, I see 100 or so different ways to help, and I have a different timeline than everyone else. I get that too, but there are ways, like be the 2% proactive. You'll stumble into a way to help. I guarantee.
100%. And again, it's a thing. Like if you don't see that way, if you got a way to help that's not on them lists, do that shit too.
Hey, talk about it.
As I say, yeah, that's just how it goes. Yeah. So
that's another person I hate. I hate well, I'm going to criticize the way you tried to help. I'm going to offer no other ways to help.
Right.
I've got nothing, but I got plenty of
shit on you. I've helped by shitting on you. You're welcome.
Because I saw Rhea and Fran were doing a lot of good work. Like all the chicks in our office were doing a lot, and they were getting torn apart. And it's like, well, you didn't do this back then. That's not what this is about. What are they doing right now? You know what I mean? And by the way, if you're doing good for the sole purpose of getting that pat on the back, you still did good. It doesn't take away from, like, yeah, you might in your soul might be empty and you might just only be chasing likes and whatnot. But if the ends are, you still did good, fine with it.
Yeah, it was, I don't know, Corolla or somebody a while ago. It's like, listen, if somebody gives money, like the only reason they gave them money is to put their name on the community center. It's still a community. Like it's still let them pat themselves on the back. And also the kids got a place to do their homework and play basketball and get out from the street. So everybody can win here.
Yeah. Do you think every hospital wing named after someone, if people didn't want that pat on the back, they wouldn't put their fucking name on the wing of the hospital?
No, I could. No, it's a Grady, Grady. Why? No, stop. I want the statue of me to be pointing to the future.
Yeah, the letter's going to be this big at least.
Yeah, put a nice suit on me. Not too nice though. I'm a man of the people.
Yeah. Yeah. So the let me tell you why your way sucked, but I've got no good way guy. That guy can suck my fucking dick. That was I only just wanted a one person because they were quick. I had barely posted mine.
They were waiting. Listen, a lot of these folks bots, man. I think it's showing themselves now. It's like regular people don't talk like this or interact like this or this quickly.
I don't like to give people the cop out of their bots. Like there are too many assholes.
No. 100%. It's both. Yeah.
And a lot of these assholes can't say shit in public face to face to people, but they feel so comfortable on their couch.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? I've been dealing with that for over a decade, so I know those people to be true.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's and now those people are creating bots. So it's like, listen, they can do the work of 10 times of me. I can only call one McMahon an idiot. I create 100 Stephen Man 8556 accounts. We can all call the McMahon an idiot.
Yeah, that's the other thing. If you've got more than like 2 numbers in your you're out of here.
Two numbers and an underscore.
Oh, buddy.
But you might as well be talking French to me because I'll never read it. I also don't like I feel like everything this year has been every time Jeff Bezos does anything, people get mad, and then other people get mad. It's like, hey, you can't tell people how to spend their money. And now it's like, oh, you're giving to a bail fund? What are you doing spending your money like that?
Are you trying to tell me there's hypocrisy amongst us, Tyler? Because I'll end this right now.
I told you, I just woke up. So I too was shocked to see this. So yeah, like which side is it? People, you can get in people's pockets or you can't. Because I get both sides, but I'm seeing dancing on both sides.
Also going back to the well-intentioned people who are getting it wrong, there are also people who think they're dressing up as well-intentioned, and the people I'm talking about are the people who are like, I apologize to Colin Kaepernick. I was wrong 4 years ago and 5 years ago when he took a knee. I see that now. Fuck you.
Correct.
Like, what are you talking about?
Correct. And this is
a Green Beret told him to kneel. Like this, he was with the right people the whole time.
Not my Green Beret, Mick.
Tyler, he wore socks, you understand.
What about Pat Tillman? You think Pat Tillman would have liked him kneeling? Oh, yes. I wasn't expecting you to say that. Yeah.
I think for just the times we're in right now, if I could revive anyone from history who's dead, it would be Pat Tillman, just so he could tell people to shut the fuck up.
And you know he would too.
Oh, so fast. He'd tell me to shut the fuck up and be furious I brought him back from the dead. And then he would tell everyone else, shut the fuck up.
I could just see in the tweet where like he tweets something somebody didn't know. It's like, well, what did you ever do to this country? He just responds with like the purple star, and like he's wearing it on his middle finger. 40,000 retweets
for some reason. Yeah.
You got Bin Laden in a headlock. This is what I did for my country. Yeah. Boy, oh boy.
Oh man. So yeah, it's those people. I don't know what was going on in these people's brains while he was doing the most peaceful protest I've ever seen in my life. For them to apologize, like the apology to me feels like, boy, oh boy, I wish everyone else would just go back to that as opposed to being so loud in my neighborhood. It's not like someone, I can't remember who the fuck it was like, now's the perfect time for the NFL to sign Colin Kaepernick. Why? So they can cut him in a month when all this calms down? Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, the perfect time to sign him was 4 years ago.
Yeah.
And that's, again, I've been rewatching like The Last Dance, and they didn't talk to him, but they showed him in there, Craig Hodges, who again, like the best shooter in the league for 3 straight years, and then just didn't have a job the 3rd year and didn't have it anymore. And what happens after the fact, I think he's talked about, he's like, yeah, people, you'll get your apology later, but in sports, we have a tight window. So it's, yeah, thanks, Colin. No, we were wrong. Well, he's been out of the league 4 years now. So what the fuck, what is he going to do with that? And to his credit, like he knew that going in, he had to, and he still took it on the chin. And now it's, you know what? Maybe we should have listened to that guy. It's like, well, he tried to tell you. It's like Martin Luther King was like, listen, y'all can try it my way, but y'all don't want Malcolm to get on the mic because he's with the shit. So if I was you, I'd listen to me.
Yeah, you don't want me to go get big bro. Like
Malcolm just pacing in the back with the AK. They're like, okay, all right, Malcolm, hey, come on out, man. So,
and that right there is part of, and you knew I'm surprised it took me 40 minutes to bring him up.
Sure. And it's Canton.
No, he wasn't out there. I couldn't identify him at all.
That was Kyrie Irving. Yeah. That was Cornbread Maxwell up there. I know Casey Jones anywhere.
I've looked Marcus Max dead in his eyes before. I know. I know who that is.
Man.
Jesus Christ. You talk about a guy who's trying.
Your mic's going fuzzy.
Sick. It's going to tell him the truth.
It's the man. Yeah.
Yeah. Let me see. Is it better now?
Much better.
Okay. I did nothing, so that's good. Jaylen Brown. I mean,
should stick to sports. I agree.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, shut up. Dribble the ball. Put it in the hole. No,
simple.
him being one of the faces for athletes of this protest.
Oh boy, yeah, Mike went completely out now. They not trying to hear your shit, Mick.
No, but Danny Ainge is like,
yeah, cut his vine. Yeah,
he's like, I tried to trade him several times. No, him being one of the faces of this has been beautiful. That one GM, because people were tweeting me the excerpt from pre-draft, who was like, "You might be too smart for the league. I hope that guy eats shit and dies." But him announcing ahead of time, I'm driving to Atlanta to peacefully protest, and then after.
Oh boy, they getting the McMahon out of here. Y'all can't see it right now, but Danny Ainge is in his house right now behind him. He's got some piano wire. He's choking the McMahon out.
After he starts getting so many accolades for peacefully protesting and doing it right, he tweets out like, "I also support everyone not peacefully protesting. Like, just because I'm doing it one way doesn't mean it's the right way.
Mm-hmm.
This is just the way I want to do it." And he still had 3 people who were marching with him get arrested.
Like that's pretty much how it goes. It's one of the many 100,000 forgotten things about Martin Luther King. Like, he was very much nonviolent, turn the other cheek, all that. And at the time, Stokely Carmichael was like a younger, more radical. He like started like the Black Power, all that. And they were more action. And MLK, like at first he was like opposed to it, and he sat down with him. He was like, I just don't. He's like, I'm old. Like, I don't get it. Explain it to me.
Yeah.
And after that, he was out there marching with Stokely Carmichael, and he was saying, I don't agree with how they're going about this, but we're fighting for the same thing.
Right.
And again, yeah, whichever way you do it, they're going to arrest you, they're going to kill you, and say you should have did it the other way. So
right. Yeah. And Jaylen never even was like, I disagree with how they're doing it. He was just like, this is how I'm doing it. If you want to come walk with me, come walk with me.
Help in the way you can.
Right. And he's just been just a leader in every sense.
I can't wait till y'all trade him.
That's just like for any other Boston, like if he were a Patriot, he'd already be cut.
Oh yeah.
Like, and if football players I know a lot of people are criticizing quarterbacks right now and football players in general. What Kaepernick did, the reason it was so special is because that shit's not guaranteed. Because they could take his livelihood away like that. It's really hard, so fast, immediately. Mm-hmm. It's really hard to fuck around with a basketball player who just signed his extension that hasn't even kicked in yet. Right. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, you can trade him. He's still going to get paid.
Yeah, you'll say you can cut him. Still going to get paid. Arena's still spending that Orlando Magic bucks. He bought that lottery ticket with the...
He didn't even buy it.
He bought the Porsche. He drove to the gas station to get the.
And like the Celtics, like Boston in general, not the best history, as I'm sure you may have heard.
Once or twice.
When it comes to racial relations, the Celtics have always been, for Boston sports and Boston in general, at the front of not giving a fuck what you look like. First black player drafted, first all black starting 5, first black head coach in sports, not even basketball. And they've just, and Bill Russell. I mean, Bill Russell. There's a reason I've always loved Bill Russell, and like I didn't get to watch all of his basketball, but just who he is as a person.
You'd never love him if you got to watch all of him. But
How
love you, Billy.
How he stood up for, like, he was at the Million Man March. They wanted him on stage, and I don't know how, but he was like, no, I didn't do enough legwork to deserve to be up there with everyone. Like, what kind of humility is that? Get the fuck up there, Bill.
Man, imagine that now. I'm just gonna pick on him because he's a random name. You think Kyle Kuzma would be like, oh no, like
I thought you were gonna say LeBron. Like, there's no chance LeBron.
Listen, that guy's a father of three. Come on. No, and I like somebody asked it. It must have been on a stream or something. Like, what was the best celebrity like encounter that I've just had in mixtape? And I was like, it's boring, but it has to be Russell, because I had the chance to tell him that I appreciated him for everything he did outside of basketball. And it's so again, like somebody doing that kind of stuff now would be radical. So for him doing it in the late 50s, 60s, when one, it wasn't many people out there like him. Two, he was at the top of his game. And three, was not making shit compared to shit, really.
Right.
And it's just never been about that. A lot, like Jim Brown was up there, Kareem was up there. Like, guys were just more willing to put their name on it. And again, watching the Last Dance thing is like when I went to the Harvey Gantt, the Jesse Helms thing. Like, Jordan gave his money, and that's fine. Like, again, that's a way to help. But if Michael Jordan gave his voice, he wouldn't have had to give $1, because his voice means so much more than any dollar could have been. So it's at times like this, like, I am thankful for people that are using their platform. Like, your money is good, but your voice goes a whole lot. Like, think of all the word of mouth shit people at, like, in your life. You're a good restaurant, a good artist, or whatever.
There's nothing more powerful than word of mouth. Nothing.
Yeah. So it's people wanting to put their voice on it, and looking back, it's like, man, I don't like if Jordan spoke up. I don't know if Jesse Helms loses, because I think he'd won like 3 straight at that point. But boy, oh boy,
listen, if Jordan
the voting would have looked different. Yeah,
if Jordan took it personal, he would have beat him.
I was gonna say that's what they should have came to him with. His mom was like, "Mike, can you do it?" If she was like, Jesse Helms said, "Yeah, Jesse Helms said he thinks Scott Burrell's better." Oh yeah. You can say I took it personal.
Jordan retires to become governor of North Carolina.
Senator Michael Jeffrey Jordan. Yeah.
He's like, I don't know what I'm doing here. I've been here 25 years.
Yeah, he's like, I'm the best though. Like, I just did it to play cards with Harvey Gantt, and now here we are. I owe him $700,000.
Yeah. So shout out Jaylen Brown. Shout out. Malcolm Brogdon, shout out.
Trey did a walk today.
He did. Tobias Harris, I saw, was active. J.R. Smith,
very active.
Extremely active.
I imagine at the time, you don't know you're busting out J.R. Smith's windows. You don't know that. But boy, imagine the feeling.
Like a walking J.R. Smith too, not even like a J.R. who hears about it at a later date.
Like, you elbow, you turn around for like a high five from the boys, and just 6'6", 230, he's just charging at you. Like, with bad intentions.
Yeah. Man.
So good times.
He took all that Woj article aggression out on him.
It was the anniversary of it was a game 1 of the finals that day. He was having
game day. Yeah.
Yeah. He was having a bad day.
I'm trying to think who else was out there with Jalen. I know there's another player. I'm just forgetting.
Enes Kanter, yes. Shout out to him being out there, but him wearing this jersey there is funny as fuck. Hilarious, dog. My other stuff's in the wash.
7-foot Turkish fella. Who could this be?
Hey, say, bro, who that is? 6'10", 75. Out there passing out turkeys in the low block. I don't know, bro. I don't know. J. Cole, I don't know.
Yeah. Oh, he was out there, as he always is. Had Wale furious about it.
They, the ends in Y. Yeah.
Close personal friend Justin Anderson was out there with him. That's who it was.
Okay.
along with Lil Yachty.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to think. I feel like I saw more out in LA. I did see a lot of football players cleaning up in Louisville, I think. So that's what I mean. That's a way for if football players who do want to help are worried about getting cut since they don't. Not that a lot of them are listening to this, but
Sure.
If they do want to help, a way no one's going to get fucking mad at you for helping is cleaning up.
Yeah, and also again, boy, you talk about football. They're gonna cut you regardless, man. Like that's just how football works. Like I would love to see the percentage of people that sign a contract and see the end of it,
or all of it.
That's what I'm saying. Like if you sign a 4 or 5 year deal, because I feel like you either get cut after year 2, or if you're good, it gets restructured after year 3.
Right.
Then you get cut after year 2 of that restructure. So I would love to see. I can't imagine more than 20% of people sign a contract and see the end. Non-rookie contracts. Yeah,
maybe less than that.
10.
Well, that's why, like Kirk Cousins always does. And,
hey,
Julio signed that deal.
I'd be holding out if I was him, but that's just me. Michael Thomas not gonna get paid more than me, buddy.
No, not today, not ever.
Mm-mm.
I'm trying to think who else athlete-wise was out there.
I'm trying to say not an athlete, but I know I was like, y'all done fucked up because y'all done got Ice Cube back to Ice Cube. Y'all really fucked up, boy. Y'all know him as
are we home yet? Or are we there yet?
With the Smiths or whatever barber shop with the glasses cutting heads. I don't know him as America KKK's most wanted toe tag on I think a police officer as his album cover, Ice Cube. And y'all done fucked up and brought him back.
He's pissed. Both Ices are pissed. Ice-T and Ice Cube.
I think they doing like a IG live or something today.
I think it was Ice-T's on LL Cool J.
That's who it was.
Yeah. Which apparently they had a long-standing beef I was unaware of.
I can see that.
I saw someone making a big deal like, oh, they squashed the beef to do this. Like, oh, times really have changed.
I also know LL said something stupid. I don't know what he said.
He did.
But from the responses, the way people responded sounded like it was stupid.
It was like a love everyone type thing.
Sure.
Like not the worst, not great. I can't remember what it was fully.
Pointless. That's like if you're putting up
right. Yeah.
Any of these
Odell Beckham type pointless.
Any of these companies. This somebody put up like the brand template. It's like we are so sad by this thing that we've known has been going on for years. We hope that in these trying times you'll continue to support us despite us doing nothing but posting this in black and white font. Thank you, brand.
I want to read it because, I want to read it verbatim.
It's a gem.
It really was perfect. I know it's on your story. Yeah.
Somewhere, yeah.
A statement from Brand, which I also kind of very funny. It's written in like off-white style.
50 ball.
Yeah, we at Brand are committed to fighting injustice by posting images to Twitter that express our commitment to fighting injustice.
Mm-hmm.
To that end, we offer this solemn black-on-white .jpg that will express vague solidarity with the Black community, but will quietly elide the specifics of what is wrong, what needs to change, or in what ways we will do anything about it. This is doubly true if Brand is particularly guilty of exacerbating these issues. We hope this action encourages you to view Brand positively without, expecting anything from us. Did you see the Photoshop SpaghettiOs?
Holding the flag, yeah. I did. That was from the Spaghetti official account, wasn't it?
No, the image that they photoshopped was from the no. This is someone who is verified. So when they changed their display name to SpaghettiOs, it looked extra official.
That's good.
But no, that was for what was the original one for? Like D-Day or something or 9/11?
Yeah, one of those.
It's one of them because that image is of the O holding a flag, being like "Never forget." So it was either D-Day or 9. It was something that we're not supposed to forget. Yeah. Him and what was that, Hiroshima? Where they're all the
the pit crew.
Yeah. Dale said nothing today. I find that interesting.
I'm just saying.
No, Junior did say something, so I don't want to even put his family's name on that. One brand I wanted to shout out was the Hundreds, because a lot of streetwear brands, specifically streetwear brands, have made their whole mint off of either aping or submerging themselves in Black culture.
And then aping, yes.
Correct. But a lot of them were silent. And the Hundreds...
Not Virgil. Let's give Virgil his credit.
Correct. Yeah, I would never.
He put $51 bills on the car. He put 200 quarters down. I think this man is a hero, or something saying. Oh, man. Is anyone going to match? Shut up.
I did see right before we got on someone from Toronto. I didn't know who they were, but they sent like a $400 match this to Drake, and he gave 100,000. So good for him. I'm not going to say anything bad about that.
That's it.
Yeah, no. He's worth 72 billion.
Again, that's how you do it. Right. And again, it's not to say Virgil should give 100. I mean, I don't know what kind of net worth of money he's working with, but I know 50,
the internet will tell us.
Yeah, I know he got more than $50 fucking though. And again, like you said, for somebody who made his living off of Black culture, even though I ain't heard of this man until like a couple years ago. Not that I'm that in tune with the fashion scene.
Right.
But yeah, they were like, no, he put shoe on the side of a shoe. It's really dope.
$4 million.
Okay, so somebody do that. Yeah, give me that Jeff Bezos, man. Like anytime Bezos do something, they're like, yeah, it'd be like Jeff Bezos buying a cup of coffee. Yeah, it'd be like Virgil Abloh sending $50 to.
Oh man,
I think.
But the Hundreds, it's not owned by a Black dude, but their brick and mortar store is in LA, and it got looted. And someone added him, and he was just like, I don't care. Like, if this is what the cause is about, this is what the cause is about.
Mark Jacobs, is that him?
No, he doesn't own this.
Okay. I saw him say something similar. They were like, what if one of your stores got rioted? He's like, it did. I still stand with him.
Yeah, let me see what Jacobs.
Instagram maybe.
Yeah, never let them convince you that broken glass or property is violence. Hunger is violence. Homelessness is violence. War is violence. Dropping bombs on people is violence. Racism is violence. White supremacy is violence. No health care is violence. Poverty is violence. Contaminating water sources for profit is violence. Property can be replaced. Human lives cannot. And then said, are you crazy? So yeah, someone said, are you crazy or what? What if they destroyed your stores? My store was destroyed last night.
All right, next question. Like, what? Oh man.
But yeah, so the dude, because this was early, because I believe all the LA shit and Minnesota shit happened first, like in terms of like looting and riots and whatnot.
That's right.
And yeah, he was just so impressive with the way he handled it. I went and bought something from him. And I've never owned anything from his company before, but it's like, I appreciate the way you're like, if you're going to tie yourself to this community for profit, when this community's hurting and acting out's not the best word choice, but when they're trying to be heard, when they're voicing themselves in a traditional way, and you're about that action, you'll get my support.
Yeah. And again, like even if that was, he was like, listen, I don't give a fuck. I know people will buy my, I don't care. He still put his voice on it. Like that's still important. So yeah, I didn't see that, but yeah, salute to him and people that are saying similar. Yeah. What if they looted your store? Yeah, they got me. The post stays. It was like, who was it? Oh, Big Sexy Kevin Nash was getting people to fuck together the other day.
He usually does. He usually does.
I think he had a little bit more time. I feel like every once in a while you see the big sexy screenshot. Yes, or I guess it was 2 days ago now. Boy, he had a little time. Had a little time.
I always respect it.
Yeah. Big sexy.
That's the thing. There's this gross term, white ally. Like that's a gross fucking term. But there are people like Kevin Nash who show how easy it is to just be like, hey man, like this isn't that hard. Like shut the fuck up.
Randy Orton was like, hey man.
Oh yeah.
It was like, listen, I said some dumb shit in the past. I was dumb. I get it now. People are like, are you sure, Randy? He's like, yes. What do you mean? I was like, yes. I said Joe Walsh was talking some sense. I was like, Joe.
That I don't trust.
I was like, hey,
I don't trust
it. See, that's another thing, and it's been pointed out. But that's the jig right now. A lot of people that tied themselves to either Trump or Trump adjacent, Republican adjacent, are going to try to do the distancing thing away. Like, I'm hip. I'm not him. No, it's still fuck you. Like I'm not taking that bait.
No, and it's like, thanks for saying the right thing now, using your platform to say the right thing now, but sometimes way too much damage is done.
Yeah, or also, like, okay, if you're gonna say it now, okay, put some action behind it. Okay, right. Like if you saying it now, if you had this epiphany, okay, it's no crime to come to something late. We all came to realize something later than somebody else, so it's no crime in that. But okay, are you gonna tweet about it? Or are you gonna be about it? You're gonna put in some work. You're gonna open up the purse. You're gonna keep using your voice. So that's what I'm interested to see over these next. I don't even want to think
ever.
I don't even want to think about the rest of 2020. Though we are not even halfway done with this shit.
No,
we're like 46% done. I'm not having fun.
It ends with an election, and then Bobby Shmurda comes home.
Now, if Shmurda gets elected,
now we got something.
You talk about nailing the season finale. Write-in candidate Bobby Shmurda has gotten 42% of the votes.
He steps to the podium, his hat lands on his head, and we all cry.
Shmurda, 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 Shmurda. I'm just holding up a sign. If you ain't a hoe, get up out my crack house. Wow, my president.
Yeah, swag surfing comes on for some reason.
Hey, and what's Buddy's name? Rowdy Rebel is his vice president. Yeah.
No, I think Rowdy's got a little bit more time than Bobby, if I recall correctly.
Hey, but if Bobby gets in, guess who's getting the part? Shmurda Rebel 2020.
I'm worried about as a Celtics fan, Jalen's future, because I don't think he's gonna be doing this basketball shit. Like I don't think he's gonna be playing until he's like 35. I think he's like, yeah, I made my point, and then go cure all disease.
Probably.
Yeah.
Like listen, that's another thing I want. Like we have the technology now where guys can play 35, 38, 40 or whatever. But guys now are running up so much money that I just wonder. Yeah, and not that, you turn 35, it's like, okay, now I've had enough of this. But if you do get that, like I'm trying to think of somebody that is just kind of like done it up. Like Kawhi is another one. I don't see Kawhi Leonard playing until he's like 39 years old.
No.
Like I feel like he'll just be like, no, I averaged 20 a game. I felt like I couldn't do it at the level I wanted to anymore. I'm walking away at 34, and we never hear from him again. And it's like, well, now in those 13 years, he ran up 250 million. So I don't know. I really don't know because the technology is there, but I don't know if the will is there. Like before, you might have played to stay and win a ring or whatever, but now when you're legitimately signing 5 years, $250 million contracts.
Yeah. Well, that's also not everyone.
No, yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't think everybody's going to turn 32 and call it quits. There are some, I'm trying to, Doncic. Doncic been playing pro since he was 13. I think that guy's just a professional basketball player. He's going to play until he probably can't play anymore.
That's the other thing I was going to say. A lot of these dudes especially on this side where like you're playing AAU year round and then high school and then summer circuit and all that. Like that doesn't give you a lot of time to develop other interests other than basketball. You know what I mean? So a lot of people, it's like, oh, I get the sport taken from me. Now what the fuck am I supposed to do? And they got to kind of kick around for a year or two before they like fall into something. That's why a lot of these guys end up giving money. Like, oh yeah, I'll run a recording studio with no idea how I'm going to do that. I'm going to have a bunch of restaurants. This will work great.
Right.
Like a lot of these dudes don't lose their money because they're like dumb. It's because they just don't know what they're supposed to be doing.
Right. See, but that's another thing. It's like I got like that'll happen for sure. But even then, it's like I don't know what to do. But it's like, I'm 35 with 200 million in the like. I'll figure it out. Like I don't really want to go to broadcaster school. So I'm hoping, like I would love to see, like Jalen, I not even start a trend, but a trend where it's not a bad thing to be like smart and outspoken about these things, and maybe it's sport dependent. Myron Rose, they had him pushing up daisies. He was like, "Is it okay if I go get a rare scholarship only offered to a few people?" No, no.
Listen, friend. Yeah, it's okay if you don't want to play football ever. Yeah.
What time will you have to study your playbook? He's like, I can do brain surgery. You think I can't learn the fucking 4-3? Like,
yeah, that's not even as like a receiver who needs to learn a zillion routes. It's like I'm a safety. I can figure this out.
No, listen, I'm looking at the quarterback. Where he throws the ball, I'm gonna go. Are we clear?
The NFL was like, no, we're not.
Yeah, and again, he would have been a superstar, but shit, they were like, I don't know.
He was very fucking good at college.
I agree. I know, like he wasn't like elite speed. He was really big, so it's like, okay, maybe he wouldn't have been a superstar, but I think he could have been an NFL player.
Those guys who are like a half tick below elite speed always appear to be the best ones. So I don't know why we even keep holding people that fucking did.
That's only if they're really smart. So this doesn't apply to Rhodes Scholar, Dr. Myron Rowe.
I remember with him, they were like, he might challenge coaches on whether or not like the defense is right. Say, this is a bad thing?
Yes. Listen, it was the same for Josh Rosen, man.
Oh, yeah.
You want this guy poking holes in your game plan? If it stinks,
for sure. Big holes.
If he walks into the number one offense, it's like, yeah, let's switch it up. But no, if he walks in, it's like, well, I don't know. Maybe we shouldn't hand it to the guy getting 3 yards of carry. Enough, Rosen.
Yeah.
Beat it, nerd.
It's not that hard.
It would appear that it is.
Race relations, fucking just not kneeling on someone's neck. Did you see that one video of like they arrested a protester and one cop was in the exact same position, like knee on the guy's neck while the other cop was arresting him, and the other cop had to like pull his knee because people were filming? And it's like, what? Have we learned nothing?
No, that's exactly it. You see the one that they arrested the FBI agent?
No, see, I did some homework on that. He wasn't an FBI agent.
So was it phone? Well, I just saw the badge. They pulled some kind of badge out of his pocket.
I think it was just his ID, and he was very much not the person they were looking for.
I'm trying. He had some type of badge. I don't know what. People were saying FBI agent. I was like, I don't know what their badge. He had some type of badge and his license.
So the only thing I was able to verify was that they pulled out his license. The other thing I saw people saying was that he was a Border Patrol officer.
Maybe that's what it was.
So he was, but yeah, it was going viral that it was FBI. That's the thing too, which sucks, is even the good side can spread misinformation. Like there was that video of the Boston cops like breaking their own car. There was like 10 minutes before that, there were a bunch of fucking kids jumping up and down on the car. Like it was broken by people. They were, I guess, getting the glass out of there. But it's like, yeah, some of these videos now, 90% of these videos are what you see.
Oh yeah.
But it can be helpful to, because I watched that FBI one and I was just like, why would an FBI agent. Like it just didn't add up that he was an FBI agent. Yeah. So I went to like the original Instagram post, which
he didn't have on a backwards hat.
Right.
How could they have known?
He wasn't wearing an old jersey of a player who doesn't play for that team anymore.
Wayne Corbett fan in the house. Number one, Amani Toomer fan.
When did you learn that?
What?
That like off duty or not off duty, but like undercovers were wearing like jerseys and shit. I was 11.
Oh, I mean it's just one of those things like if you've been in like you just know when something's off.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's not even so much of like that guy's wearing a jersey, he's a cop. It's just like okay, like nobody's seen that guy before. He's not really with anybody. He's just standing like something's off about this. And then what do you know? He pulls out the cuffs.
Yeah.
There's a video, it went viral a while ago. I can't find it. If anybody knows where it is, please send it to me. It's a guy that he's trying to pretend like he's high and so he can buy some drugs from some guys. Have you seen this?
No.
Oh man, he is.
It just sounds very funny.
It's like a group of like I don't even know. It's like a couple black guys outside, and they're like right outside one of like the banks. It's like the ATM, but it's like you go inside right to the ATM.
Yeah,
so they can see it. And then one of the guys talking, he's like, he's a cop. He's like, he is an undercover cop. Watch it. And as soon as he comes out like staggering with the money. He's like, yeah, y'all got that loud, fellas? Y'all got that loud? I got cash. Y'all trying to put something on a dime, something like that. And they like, man, get the fuck out of here, cop. He's like, y'all not trying to sell me no loud? Oh, it's because I'm white. It's because I'm white, brothers. And they're like, man, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
So if anybody has that video, please send it to me because it is very like I can just imagine like he was the best officer for that mission. Like he was the one they picked. They were like, no, Ted will sell it. No, he can. He's one with the streets. He was like, y'all got that loud, fellas? And they was like, man, get the fuck out of here. Y'all don't want to sell me that loud, that marijuana pack. Good time.
The cops always learn the lingo like 5 cycles too late.
It's like saying something, overseas. Like they just now getting MC Hammer. Like they just now, they call
get married with children for the first time. Yeah.
Guy shows up in the Al Bundy polka jersey. I'm looking to buy some Reggie,
some gas.
Who's got that stank? Huh? It smells like a skunk, from what I'm told.
I'm just trying to think of old weed terms now. Does anyone have that hydro?
I got reefer fever. Who got the prescription? I gotta find it. It's so
someone's gonna at you with it, and I can't wait to watch it.
Like you just see him like staggering out, like fake, like trying to like fumble the
not
money.
How high people act at all. Yeah.
Like, yep, that's everyone knows. Yeah, that's how marijuana. That's what marijuana does. He's also dressed like a homeless person. Like or I guess
like dirt on his face.
Yeah. Watch the homeless. He's like, I just have to go to Wells Fargo real quick. Get out of quick, Virgil, and I got you.
If someone were trying to buy drugs from me and they said they were going to go cop a Virgil, I'd be like, all right, you're not a cop. There's no way. And I'm like 2024. Yeah, I'd be weary.
Y'all got that Virgil? I got that, huh? I'm trying to smoke on that Zion, that big pack. I get them for the Kobe.
Fucking assholes. Someone, it's not like the first time this point's been made, but I've seen a lot of people putting how long it takes to become a lawyer, like how many hours, how many years, and how long it takes to become a cop, to be on the opposing sides of the law, pretty much. And it's like, that I get the need to, right? Yeah, I get the need to have police officers and whatnot, but some that needs to be a little more stringent. Did you see those big hosses that they were shipping in, like the big boys? Oh boy. I saw just one tweet and it was like, oh my God, they've got big chungus. And I was on the floor.
Like big cops, like
huge.
Those cops were huge.
And one of them, they were like, "This guy didn't go through all the tests. Hood certified before he lost all the weight."
Officer Jakey, there's no need. There's no need. It's somebody's posted it before. It's harder to become a fucking barber. Yeah. You need more hours of training to become like a barber or like a hairstylist than it is to have a cop. One of them gets a curling iron, and the other one gets a 9. So
and a straight razor. Tell it fair.
Oh, listen, I call it like I see it. The other guy gets a stick and a gun. So again,
that was the old days. Now you get fucking Army certified Stark Industry shit.
Like I've seen it. Like, again, just riding around the city, it's like city is hiring police officers starting at, I don't know, whatever salary. I'm like, boy, oh boy. I feel like I never see that for jobs with the potential to kill people. We need some pilots, guys. We starting at 15 an hour. Right. It's like, boy, and again, okay, I see the need for them in theory. Yeah. And if so, then they need to be like, why would these not be the most prepared? Like oversee everybody,
held
like,
to a higher standard.
Held to any standard. A standard would
for
be
sure.
Nice.
That'd be a good start. But it's like, just hold them to the same standard you hold regular people. Even like
that's all people are asking. That's it. It's not like go out and arrest all cops ahead of time. No, just the bad. If it's only just the bad ones. Right,
it shouldn't be that many.
Exactly. And you would want to get these bad apples out, right? Because if it was George, I think I said it on the podcast, if it was George Floyd and 3 of his friends and one cop turned up dead, how many people would be in jail? 4. No, immediately.
Minimum.
Immediately. If they got arrested and didn't.
People who happen to look like George Floyd would also get brought in.
Yeah. And also, like, that's best case scenario. They get arrested and not killed.
Right.
Or apprehended. So it's one dead George Floyd, 4 cops, but it took days to get one arrested. That's again, all people want. We just want it to be
with a lesser murder charge too.
Yeah, like you're not above that's what I'm saying. You can't charge them all the same. But again, if it was 4 people, they damn sure would have been arrested on some accomplice charges,
conspiracy to kill.
Like if you're in a police chase and the policeman gets hurt, you're liable for that.
Yeah.
I saw like a policeman like tore his ACL and they like added on like assault. Or I was like, what? Because he couldn't jump over the fence. I could jump over. Whose fault is that? Who did the training? Whose fault is that?
Yeah, I didn't train for this.
We're faster.
Yeah, dumb, run better.
Man, oh man.
Yeah, if people aren't. That's the thing that bothers me with the pushback from regular people too. It's like no one's asking for anything exorbitant. No one's asking for anything crazy. It's not like, I want all cops to die and $1 billion in gold bars. Like no one's asking for that.
I think it should be a lawless territory. Yeah.
Yeah, no one's asking for that. People are asking for murderers to be held to the standard of murderers. Doesn't seem like a big ask.
I got some bad news, man. It's also like I've seen it was a bookstore in Minnesota that put like abolish the police like in their mirror, and just reading there, it was like, oh, what happens if somebody steals your car? What happens if somebody breaks into it? Like, what if somebody puts a knee on your neck and kills? Like, what?
Yeah.
Why? That's the first place you go to. What about my car, though, Mick? Think about my Altima.
Yeah, and it's like George Floyd was arrested for what, forgery? Or
they thought he had a counterfeit 20.
Yeah.
Which he didn't.
No, of course he had to have. Why else would they have done it?
He was no angel, Mick.
Yeah, so it's like, why? That's the other part. Like, arrest him. If someone breaks the law, no one's like, oh, don't arrest them. Yeah, arrest them. You don't have to go to these crazy was he struggling? Was he like beating the hell out of these guys? Like, they didn't need to pin him down like that.
No.
Put him in the car like you would if I did it.
That's what I'm saying. For whatever it is, if you think it's forgery, okay, then go through the proper. I don't know the penalty for forgery. I know what it's not. I know it's not
right.
Yet. So
Right. You don't get to. It's not like no. I checked it. I become executioner now. It's right here in the law.
Flip of the coin. It's whatever he. If it's heads, I'm out of here. Tails, $250 fine.
And you can see on some of these guys like who is suited for the job of protecting and serving. Like you can see the guys who, even with like truly violent rioters, like the people who do go there with bad intention, who aren't part of the protest. It's a very small percentage of them. That's the only people you fucking hear about now, though. So that's the straw man. But you can see the ones who calmly deal with this shit, who are suited for the job. And then you can see the ones who, it's the fucking eye test. You can tell the ones who should not be out there.
Guy Mick.
No, you can see the ones who should not be out there, who are fucking terrified. And it's just one of those jobs. You can't be like, I work the desk. Like if you want to help, get a desk job at your precinct, because that needs to be done too. File them. You're probably great with paperwork. Go do that.
Nobody ever listen. I'm a lifeguard, but when I'm out there, I'm afraid for my life too. They sit your ass down somewhere.
I can't swim.
Why doesn't he help me?
Yeah. Like, sharks, not a fan. Yeah.
Right. I don't even know what the fucking one is. Where they assign you a job? It was like you didn't just get a cop. Like shit. I gotta be
of some sort.
Yeah, I gotta be a cop. Like you know what I'm saying? No, you chose to do this.
Right.
You easily chose to go walk the beat, man. Go issue some parking tickets if you want to help. This ain't your line of work. Right. Work the phone lines. Like do something, help in another way. And it was a video a cop posted. He was like, if you're a good cop, you can skip past this. If you're a bad cop, fucking quit because you're making it hard for me. Like you're literally putting my life on the line. I was like, this is what we need. Cops to be the good cops to be fed up with the bad cops. So
I saw one video, and again, hard to completely verify, but I think it was Oklahoma. He said he wanted to take a knee yesterday with protesters. They wouldn't let him. And then today he was like, I want to talk to my commanding officer because I want to go take a knee today. And they were like, we won't even let you talk to the commanding officer. So he handed in his badge and he quit. Which kind of sucks because it sounds like he was a good cop.
And again, that's what it's going to take, man. I've seen some stories like that, which again is good. Find a way to help. And again, if it ain't for you, it ain't for you. It's like, listen, I'm a limo driver. I'm scared of going over 52 miles an hour, though. Like
it's Tommy smokes. He can't get on the highway. Yeah.
I'm scared for my life too, man. Don't you understand? What the fuck are you doing driving me? Like, do something else.
Yeah.
Book the limo. Like, you can. I'm a pilot, but I don't know. I just lose focus, man.
Imagine if me being your pilot, you get off the fucking plane.
Yeah. McMahon's just lighting up as everybody walks on the plane.
I'm like, we're keeping this at a smooth 500 feet all the way to Palo Alto. Like, we're not.
Would you guys like that? No. Yeah, I bet you'd like that. Yeah. I got my co-pilot Tommy Heinsohn with me. Tommy, say hello.
Now you're describing a plane that I think a lot of more people would be comfortable on.
Celtics Airlines.
Lucky Flights. Yeah, that would be.
It could work.
Yeah, I wouldn't have been grounded for as long as I was if that airline were out there.
Every flight attendant's just dressed like Dave Cowens. Just doing the whole still same seatbelt.
Yeah. Clicking. Yeah.
Put on your mask first before assisting someone, and the person beside you's Enes Kanter in the video. I know because he's wearing number 11.
The fucking dude with the umbrella in Minnesota who smashed up that AutoZone.
Oh, yeah.
I want to call him the biggest asshole out of this, but that's not fair to the much bigger assholes I've seen.
Plenty assholes here.
But boy, oh boy, did he have that spot for a minute.
I don't know. Somebody might have, I guess, joined his ranks today. I didn't listen to it, but I don't know if you've heard about the latest Simmons podcast.
Oh boy. I thought you were going to say fucking Breakfast Club, but I guess we'll get to them next.
Did you hear about the Simmons podcast today?
All I saw early in the morning, I saw people posting like the screenshot of, I don't know if it was Stitcher or wherever it was, but it was just like, we talk about a tough weekend in America. And then me and Ryan Rosillo redraft the 2005 draft class. Like, what? What are you talking about?
And what it means for this country. And Okafor Howard, who would have should right?
What was the transition like between were they just like, all right, now let me ask you, where did you stand on the Connecticut product?
But even then, like people were apparently saying, which I almost want to listen to it.
No, you can't.
I kind of want to, because Russillo apparently admits he voted for Trump and tells why.
I did see that, yeah.
Huh? That, like, oh man, like I'm trying to find like some of the quotes.
Oh yeah, that's the thing with something that absurd. I can never be able to tell what's a real quote and what's fake.
Like people hit it with me. They was like, "You got to listen to it." Hear Russillo talking, "All lives matter." And I was like, "Oh, like okay, like that could mean a lot of things, right?"
Yeah.
But no. Now I looked into it. People were like, "Oh no, he was talking about why he voted for Trump." Apparently, how he thought the protests were bad. Oh wait a minute, we might have a clip.
Oh no,
we might have an audio clip. Let's have a listen here.
I think a lot of times too, we'll do this thing where it's like, well, hey, I treat people well. I'm a good person. I haven't. Look at you, Bill. Look at the people that you've hired. Look at the company that you've started. Look at the jobs and the opportunities that you've given a diverse group, which I know you're always looking to do. You know, I'm not bullshitting. I'm not kissing up to you here. Like these are facts. Like you have tried for a very long time to make sure you're hiring as diverse as possible, and you've done these things. And so every now and then it could be like, oh, it's just two white guys talking about race again.
That's not fair to Bill Simmons. He's hired an array of white guys to talk about.
I was going to pull up the tweet. Did you see that?
Which one?
Let me see if I can find it quick.
That's tough when you're saying your boss is diverse when he's not diverse. Is like they don't crack the Mount Rushmore bad shit you said on the same podcast.
From at Ringer Union. Diversity in the newsroom is essential to covering police brutality and systematic racism, including in the worlds of sports and pop culture. The Ringer has a lot of work to do. In 2019, 86% of speakers on the Ringer podcast network were white. We have 0 black editors. We have 0 black writers assigned full-time to the NBA or NFL beats. Our union is currently bargaining for practices to improve our diversity and inclusion. We're currently at a standstill on diversity efforts in our conversations at the bargaining table. We've been given.
I mean, goddamn. Well, I mean, who am I supposed to put out here? Nephew Kyle, he's not going anywhere. My old man, House, J-Bug, Poopsie. Like, who am I supposed to get rid of here? I'm not diverse.
I got Malcolm Gladwell in here every month. He's something. He's not my white.
Get that right, Malcolm. I think Giannis play for the Swedish team.
If we plucked out his best genes, now hear me out.
If we crossbred,
if we took Giannis and Simone Biles, hear me out.
This is going to turn into look at Barstool talking. I don't hear anybody from Barstool beating the desk about their diversity for one. But yeah, no, that.
I will say, reading that made me feel like we were the fucking most diverse place in America.
Boy, oh boy, yeah, that's.
We let women speak, Tyler. Look at you, you're talking.
That's my better judgment. I mean, I'm just saying.
Yeah, no, because that was my initial.
Do we need 2 girls?
That was my initial reaction, like Barstool, and then I was like, wait a minute, that was like before, and that was when it was like 5 people, and even one of them was still black. So even then, it was 20%, which is higher than fucking them.
So yeah, like, I don't know how many sites have like an entire chicks website, and I say that not lightly because they do
Right.
great work over there. So yeah, but yeah, when you're thumping the table about your diversity, and then somebody, the union from within your own company is like, actually, it's a tough scene, man.
Oh God.
Oh yeah, Simmons compared the hopelessness of the country to the plight of Knicks fans.
No, that can't be true. Can't be. It just can't be. I refuse. I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. There's no way he did that.
This is the same tweet. Russillo talking about how great a leader Reagan was and focusing on the looters. I gotta listen to it now, man.
If you really look at the impact of Reaganomics, I mean, what?
Oh man, House is J. Edgar Hoover having a moment? Boy, oh boy, this is like Memphis fans. They can never really,
boy.
because Martin Luther King. We could feel it. We all could feel it in the room. Me, my dad, Ronnie, nephew Kyle. Boy, like it's one of those. Like I hope he was in jest, like kind of shit.
There's no chance.
He wanted to shit on the Knicks, but I just know better. I just know he was like, no, it's just like it. Willis Reed coming out of the locker room is like Virgil Abloh giving $50 now.
Yeah, Reed only did score 2 points, which out of like the 100 I'm sure they scored that day is a higher percentage of points than Virgil gave.
Willis, off-white Reed hobbling out in a pair of shorts that say shorts. $8,500 Nick shorts. Knee pad.
That's the thing. It's like hard to give him the doubt that he was doing it like in jest, because like we've laughed this episode, but out of how insane everything is. But like to actually compare any of this to sports is preposterous. And then to do an 05 redraft
on the same episode, like I could even say like, okay, normally we make it one. We'll split it into two, right? If you want to hear one side do this, you want to hear the redraft, you'll listen to part B. Someone was like, I don't have a lot of time or bandwidth. We got to do it on the same one.
Because originally, probably like Saturday, I was like, all right, obviously we're going to talk about it, as we always have. Any fucked up shit that happens, we've tend to touch on. And then I was like, I don't know, maybe we'll talk like the best, because like I was trying to think like what's the one bright spot of this year. And as we've said before, it's been music. Like music's been great. So I was like, it's like almost the midway point of the year. And especially for albums, because no one drops something in December and they're like, oh, this made my best of the year. So I was like, we could do like top 6 albums or something. And then yesterday I was just like, what am I, fucking crazy? Like, what? Why would we do that?
The Knicks, when they signed Carmelo.
It's like, just use your brain.
People get killed in the streets is like when the Knicks won the 85 draft lottery. And Ryan Russillo was like, no, absolutely. I agree. The war on drugs was necessary. And even then, like, if you're hearing somebody like, yeah, we're talking redraftables. He's like, yeah, and I'll tell you another reason why I voted for Trump. And Simon was just like, yeah, no, go on. Absolutely. Yeah.
That's the guy you want covering the NBA.
Yeah, no, diversity. Yes. We voted for him for tax purposes, apparently. Listen, I don't give a fuck why you voted for Trump. Like,
a lot of people have that convenient excuse.
Yeah, not just him. But what a wild thing to volunteer at a time like at any time, but a time like this, nonetheless. It's just, again, to get fake serious for a moment. Again, that's where the tone deafness comes in, and that's where diversity plays a part. And again, to our credit, Erica had, like myself, had Willie on to get some differing perspectives. That's what you can do when you have the diversity. When you don't have it, there's no one in the room to say, hey, Ryan, maybe now's not the time to talk about why John Kasich is the mayor for America 2020. But no, when it's 3 white guys in a room, nobody, like, there's nothing to check. So it's why the diversity is important. Like, it's nice. I mean, it's great to read articles because it's not shitting on the Ringers content. They do good content, but you can't play the diverse card and then have your own union pull your card like that.
Right.
It's like, what about the 14%? Okay, I don't. Y'all got a B+ in diversity. Like, I get. But like I was saying, the war on crack was good. I voted for Reagan, and I'd do it again, Bill. Who do you have the Hawks taking third in the 05?
Yeah, they passed on Chris Paul originally. Yeah.
It was almost like when Malcolm X got killed in the Audubon Ballroom.
Yeah, that Beck's Welker tweet. Celtics miss a 3. Bill Simmons. This is like 9/11.
Beck Slick, one of the originators of like the tweet like an analyst.
Yeah, Gruden.
And the Gruden. Bex was before his time. Shout out to Bex.
What do you think about the civil unrest here in St. Louis? Great kid prospect out of Auburn.
Loved him.
Runs fast.
Like I legit, somebody texted me this week to ask me, it was like, wait, what did Bill Simmons say about Memphis? And I was like, oh no. And I said it. They were like, wait, I saw that. That wasn't fake. I was like, oh no, that was very real. And I don't know if you saw when they pulled up it must have been the 03, his draft log, and he's talking about LeBron and did you see that?
No, I'm real nervous.
Oh man. It must have been 03. It was basically he's like, they're celebrating LeBron and his single mother. What happened to parents staying together, making it work? I think it was somebody posted like 4 screenshots from the same article. Later, he was talking about how he basically got his wife pregnant without her knowing or agreeing that they were going to have kids. He was like, it's great. We call it pulling the goalie. Where I'm from. Yeah, I'm trying. There was a lot more, and I was like, "This is from the same article." Shit, page 2 is a wild boy.
Oh man,
but
yeah, there were a lot of people this week who were playing the Barstool shouldn't talk about this. It's like, well, it's a damned if you do, damned if you don't for us type thing. And I'd much rather be damned if I do.
Yeah, it's one of those things that there's no winning here, right? Like if you talk about it or not talk about it, there's no winning here. There's no right side. So I'm glad for the most part we've chose to like let people voice it and be on the right side of it.
We always have too. That's the thing, and a lot of like one of the biggest comments I see too is like, oh, can employees tell where is it in their contract that they can never like yell at Dave? It's like that's all we ever do is yell at Dave. It's the most open place in the world to work. I've never worked anywhere else where you can like walk up to your boss, tell him to fuck himself, and he'll say, "Why did you tell me that?" as opposed to just firing you.
Yeah, come on radio and tell me why I should go fuck myself.
Right. He can be stubborn, but he'll listen to what you have to say, and then he'll usually just stay how he is. But he'll give you the forum to do it without repercussions.
Yeah, and I said it too and about Erica. I was like, I'm thankful for this. Like, one, she exercises her platform. Like, she's not telling us to do something that she doesn't or wouldn't do her own way. And also, I was like, speaking for me, it's like I've never been told anything I can or cannot say or tweet about or talk about anything like that. And like that's where a good bit of the funny shit is. That's why we have so many funny people. Like, we don't have blinders on us.
Right.
And in times like this, it's like, okay, when the going's good, we can say whatever we want. But when the shit ain't good, we can also say whatever we want.
Right.
Like if it turned to shit like this and Eric and Dave were like, okay, now, no, mum's the word. Then yeah, I'd look at them funny, but it hasn't been that.
Correct.
So I can't look at them. It wouldn't be genuine.
Yeah. And I think that's what they understand is what truly separates us from, like, there are talented people. Our country is flush with talented people.
All right.
Far more
All
talented
right,
than I
wrap
am.
it up.
A lot of companies have like a lot of talented people out there. I'm not afraid to say it.
All right, close us out, Nick. We're done.
What will always separate us, and this is like me tweeting the donations, wasn't patting ourselves on the back. This is what will always separate us is the authenticity. Like Will Compton, never met him, never really got the chance to talk to him. He's relatively new. Him writing that blog, and I thought that was sticking his neck out big time since he is new. Him being like, listen, this is hard, but I don't know what we're supposed to do. Someone tell me what like we as white people are supposed to be doing during this time. That's fucking incredible to see. Our authenticity is always going to separate us. You don't have to like it, but if you don't respect that and you're one of these people or one of these free fucking speech people, if that's the one thing you can't respect about us, you just fucking stink.
Yeah,
Simple and plain.
I won't say like we're better off without you, but you know what I mean?
Yeah, Erica and Dave have been great always with that. Always.
You know who hasn't been great?
Oh boy.
I found the column.
Oh no.
House and I just had this exchange. House, we just saw more kisses. House, we just saw more kisses in the average episode of Queer as Folk. Me, how would you know? You watched that show? House, after a long pause. Wait, don't put that in the column. Oh boy, there's a SARS joke in here about Toronto taking Chris Bosh.
I don't even know how that ties in, but I don't want to know either.
Oh, yeah, this is the one I was looking for. Jarvis Hayes goes to the Wiz at number 10. He's the guy with the twin brother named Jonas. What are the odds of these guys switching identities and hoodwinking a groupie over the next 8 months? Smart tweeter here. Bill Simmons, at the culmination of a person's life work, daydreams wistfully about them committing a sex crime. It's a tough thing. Let's say he made some joke against the Lady Vols, so there's some lady basketball jokes. He laughed it in Duty Ebby's name.
He still does that shit with Giannis.
Yeah. There's some sex tape jokes. Yeah, no, it's a lot. And again, this is all from the same draft. It's a wild scene, man. A wild scene. I think back, like, and I know you used to read it too. It's like page 2 and what it became. It's like, boy, oh boy.
Oh, I never read that.
You didn't read page 2?
No.
Yeah, page 2 was good. It was like young Simmons, Ralph Wiley was great. It was before Whitlock lost his fucking mind.
That existed?
Oh yeah. That's why I think that's why this is so like to anybody who's kind of followed him for so long. Because Whitlock, that's how you know it's like this is clearly an act because you just weren't like he used to write good shit. And like Ralph Wiley died, Simmons took off, Whitlock went out way left. It's like, boy, oh boy. I'm glad Ralph Wiley was with the shit. I'm glad he didn't have to see none of this. Like if he would have seen Whitlock make that turn, he would have called his ass out. Like Ralph Wiley's like the type of journalism that is necessary, especially in times like this. He passed. I think he had like a heart attack watching some like finals game or something.
Jesus.
Yeah, he wasn't very old. Let's see. Yeah, Ralph. He died. He was 52. He died in 2004. Yep, while watching Game 4 of the 2004 finals. And yeah, like he wrote like a lot of boxing stuff. He wrote like Malcolm X stuff. He did stuff for like GQ. Like he did a lot of dope stuff, and they were getting page 2 going. And he died unexpectedly and kind of just splintered after that. And it's just wild. I can't even think who else was there. Those were the big 3. And like Simmons took off, and him taking off kind of reminds me
the civil unrest in St. Louis
when JFK took that fateful ride.
I only really knew about page 2 like in retrospect. Like Hunter S. Thompson was there.
Yeah, Hunter S. Thompson was there. Like they had a fucking staff.
Like that's the thing. Like I was never a Simmons guy, like ever. I started listening to the podcast after he left ESPN for a little bit, and that was like really my only, like, I knew who he was. I read the book of basketball after ESPN shit. But yeah, that wasn't like, I was a big Slam magazine. Like my father always had sporting news around the house. Never a huge Sports Illustrated guy. I was always like for whatever reason, I always went to Yahoo Sports, never ESPN.
That's a wild move.
Well, you see the guys, like, they've turned it, like, they had Woj first. They had
that's why the wild. Woj been hating JR for years now.
For sure, but even that was like,
Woj is like hot takes Woj.
Yeah, he was a wild boy.
Hot facts Woj.
They had, like, their baseball coverage was always exceptional. They had a lot of really good football writers over there. I don't know. I'm trying to even think any like basketball writers I like really read.
John Kruk was a part of Page 2, early Page 2. Mike Greenberg, Nick Bacot, Tim Keelm, and Eric Neal, who I feel like I still see their names talking baseball. Jim Capel, Whitlock, Dan Shanoff, Mary Buckheit, and Stacy Pressman. They had got 3 women here. This is Elise Minkoff.
Well, do they have the girl who ended it?
Who?
What's her name? Sarah. Do you remember how Page 2 ended?
I don't.
It was quite the story.
What? No, yeah, I thought it. I think I started checking out after Wiley died.
Sarah Phillips.
No, how did it end?
Everything you need to know about Sarah Phillips, former ESPN columnist and social media scammer.
Okay.
It is a very long story that old Deadspin broke when they used to be a site. And she was basically just like a high-level catfish who built her name in like gambling forums.
Okay.
And she had like 50,000-60,000 followers on Twitter, like 2011 Twitter, which is, I don't know, 2 million today. Like, yeah. So like, cause she had a picture of like moderately attractive white girl tweeting about sports. So like, follow her city. And she parlayed all of that into an ESPN job. Like, and she had she was Page 2. Like, that was it. And she would never like come meet in person. Like, it was always like Skype shit. And like the story ends, I'm not doing it full justice, but it ends with like being rerouted back to like a T-Mobile store in like Corvallis, Oregon. Like, it's like I remember it was me and like my college ex when the story broke like right before we were sitting down to eat, and I was just scrolling, reading it, and she was like, "What the fuck could you possibly be reading over there?" I was like, "I'll tell you later."
I know. Page 2 is down bad, babe.
Yeah. So she's vanished from the face of the internet. It's like from whenever this. So for 8 years, she's just been non-existent, excommunicado.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's how Page 2 ended. Yeah. Oh yeah.
And that's the plug. Good for Sarah.
Yeah, how ESPN was so like, because that's how little they viewed the internet even in 2012.
Right.
They were like, yeah, we don't have to like look into this person. We don't need to vet this person. Just give her the key.
I think they were like, listen, all this is secondary because we'll have Sports Center on TV forever. And everyone will always have cable and love to sit down and watch Sports Center.
Not quite.
No, they had division for a while though.
Yeah. Oh, they had a run. Don't get me wrong. Quite the run.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was quite a finessing.
Yeah, no, I didn't remember that at all. But I'm intrigued now. Good for Sarah. I'm gonna find Sarah now. Find out who she's finessing now.
Yeah, no, it was like borderline like
she became Virgil Abloh.
Barack Obama. Yeah. Yeah, borderline like movie-esque type finessing.
You love to hear it.
But yeah, arrest murderers.
Simple and plain.
Yeah, that doesn't seem like a crazy take. It's being treated like one.
I was gonna say, to play devil's advocate here about the whole arresting murderers thing. Now, when you say murderers, what are we talking here, man?
Bill Simmons is like, is Antifa like the bad boy Pistons?
Rosillo was like, oh, absolutely, I agree. I would have sent the drone strikes too. Bill was like, yeah.
Yeah, the only quotes I saw, and again, it was hard to tell what was real and what was fake, but it was just like the looting was happening too close to the gym he works out at.
No, that feels real.
That's what I mean. That's why I couldn't tell, because that feels like a incredibly real and like the 20th most like problematic thing, like not even top 10 that he could have said.
Not on the Mount Rushmore. That's tough, man.
God damn.
That's tough. I might listen to it and just laugh myself to sleep like Mr. Burns. Just laughing out.
What was I laughing about? Oh yeah, that Irishman. Oh man.
So yeah, y'all go check out The Breakfast Club and Rush Limbaugh.
What a wild.
Boy, oh boy.
Like what? Why? Who pitched that? And why was it? Why did Rush Limbaugh agree? Why did anyone agree to that?
I'm telling you, somebody brought up one of my old tweets where
I saw it.
Yeah, it's like so you just see this shit come. They'll give anybody a platform. And my tweet was like, "Yeah, we're sitting down with Adolf Hitler today. We're getting there. We're getting there."
I can't for the life of me understand why that happened. But I also shout out everyone I follow. I didn't see a single quote. I didn't see anything from that fucking shit.
The only thing I saw was the catch us today at whatever time. People laughing at that, and then all of us agreeing to completely ignore it.
Yeah, I think it was like 2 because I saw that announcement too, but I didn't see a single.
So we all had a good laugh, and we all agreed to completely ignore the fuck out of it. So.
Yeah, not a clip, not a quote, not a single person being like, "Oh, this Rush guy's making some." None of it.
Yeah. Now listen, when he said Donovan McNabb was not as good because maybe he was black, points were made. You know what I mean?
Well, did he win a Super Bowl? So no, yeah.
One Limbaugh, McNabb 0. Fuck that guy too.
Forever. Good Lord. Yeah, life. Did you see the David Guetta, the DJ?
I saw it going around, but I didn't watch it. I was like, I think I know what's going on. I just saw, I was like, this is dedicated to the George Floyd. I was like, I don't want to.
No, it's funnier than you can imagine. Because I saw it it's one of those things that it just seeing it so much beat me down to press play. Like
I didn't press click, but yeah, I've seen it scrolled past plenty.
Yeah, because I scrolled past it too, and finally someone sold it. They're like, "This is much funnier than I anticipated," and that'll always get me to be like, "All right, fine." And he's up there, and he's setting. He's doing a good thing. This is his second like live stream concert, raising a shitload of money for like coronavirus relief.
Okay,
very honorable thing.
Absolutely.
And he's on top of a skyscraper in Manhattan. He's doing a DJ set. And he's up there and he's like, the world's going through a lot. He's French, so he's got this accent. He's like, the world's going through a lot right now. And America too. All right. And then he's like, so I want unity and peace. And this is for George Floyd's family. And he's like, I cooked this up last night because I knew I wanted to do something special.
Yeah.
It's like, oh boy. And then he puts down the microphone and he hits a button.
Is the accordion song Maker be dancing?
That would have been way better. I Have a Dream speech is playing over like synth pop, techno. Well, that's the thing. It's the build-up part of it, so it's very light. And like while
I have a
yeah, while he's speaking, and then right when he's done speaking, the bass drops, and he's like, and I was like, this was as well intentioned to fuck up as I've ever seen.
Oh man, he's like, no, I did a standing 8 count.
Yeah.
For the 8 seconds they killed George Floyd. It's like Floyd, you're not hitting the mark you think you hitting, my man.
Right, he wasn't, but it was like I know that this was well intentioned. Like, and he deserves to be clowned. I'm not trying to stop anyone from clowning him.
Did they get some?
Did he what?
Did he do a fundraiser for this time, or this was just like a?
Okay, this was $700,000. The George Floyd part was impromptu.
Okay, good deal.
Yeah, so it was like he could have easily. That's the thing. If he had just done the coronavirus relief concert that he was doing and made no mention of it, no one would have been like, "Why didn't you talk about that?" It would have went completely under the radar. So I want to, like, he deserves a bit of credit for going out of his way. Like I said, French DJ. This isn't his fucking this isn't his problem at all. And he wanted to, like, he used his platform. He said the man's name. I think that's commendable. He could have said like there's protests going on, not said his name.
Yeah,
like
he could do one of these brand statements.
Yeah.
So
he said his name in his second language, and he then dropped
fucking thumpers. Yeah.
And he's just having a swell old time dancing up there. It just he definitely thinks he crushed it for sure, and people are roasting him. And like I said, I'm not trying to stop anyone from roasting him. It's a completely preposterous thing to do.
Yeah,
but it was extreme. It was well into. I don't think there was a malicious thought that went through his mind when he did any of it.
Yeah, he meant well, but boy, oh boy. Like George.
I mean, the thing is, like, cutting that up had to have taken like an hour probably. So he listened to that a bunch and was just like, what part of the speech is the best for me to...
No, this is what Martin would have wanted. Everyone knows Martin loved techno.
Yeah.
Martin loved go-go music. It was the part in his speech he didn't... His wife convinced him to take it out at the end, but if you check the archive, no, it's there. I have a dream and I love go-go music was the original title of the speech. That's why he did it in DC.
I blogged it, and I think my first sentence was like, my biggest problem, and I've said on numerous times, with Martin Luther King's I Have a Dream speech, and that's the whole preview Twitter put. And Trent tweeted me that, and I was like, if you read that sentence, there's no chance you're not clicking. You're like, well, this could go any direction.
I remember it's like, never mind.
All right.
It was, never mind. I remember when Virgil Abloh get that 50 ball. That's just my new transition now. 50 big ones. And again, I'll never shame someone for coming out of their pocket. It takes a lot. Unless it's Virgil Abloh. I'll laugh at him because he $86 shoelaces.
Yeah, you can't give a quarter of what I gave when you're the head of Louis Vuitton's creative team.
Man, Abloh.
Good Lord. It wasn't a good weekend.
No. Or a good week. A good bi-weekly stretch. A good month. A good season. Hadn't been a particularly good spring.
No, it hasn't. Was there anything you saw this weekend that gave you any semblance of hope? It could have even been something small and fleeting.
No, and I don't want to end it like that. I'd love to say something, but no. What about you?
As the white,
yeah.
Yes. No, I thought the protesters did a beautiful job. just with everything, violent, nonviolent, all of it. And violent, wrong word entirely, because it's not like they were out there like shooting anyone or doing anything like that. Like they were angry.
Job, yeah.
Yeah, they were angry, rightfully so. If you're not angry at this, I've got questions. So I thought there were a lot of, like, I do think it's like very young people over the last decade have seen so much raw and unfiltered in a way no other generation has been able to, not to no fault of their own. And I think the one thing that is hopeful and awe-inspiring is they saw all that. They saw all the school shootings. They saw all the racial injustice on their phones, and it seems to have had a profound impact on them.
Yeah.
Like this, when Ferguson happened, there were people out in a lot of cities, but I feel like this is way bigger. And maybe I'm wrong in my memory, but it just feels that way.
Well, it's a thing where that was one of those. It's hard to even say, because you said it was 2014, and six Twitter years ago is 8 decades. Like,
well, that's what I said when the 2-year anniversary of LeBron going like that to JR. I was like, this was the 1974 finals at the earliest, like the most recent.
Remember when LeBron played for the Cavs? No, the second time. Yeah. No, yeah, these, and that's the thing. These kids are with these shits, and I think the first time I realized that was the Marjorie Stoneman, one of the schools in Florida, the school shooting, and those, just the way those kids handled themselves at 16, 17, 18, like they're just not afraid. Like they have seen the worst of the worst on their phone or in their classroom, like their classmates being killed. So they fear nothing.
Right.
So it's one of those, boy, oh boy, like, yeah, y'all should have listened to Colin when he was kneeling, because it was somebody that was like in school when that happened, was like, I'm going to go be a lawyer, or I'm going to go into politics. I'm going to change this shit because it's had that kind of effect on me. So yeah, if there's hope, it's that, because this next generation, they're with the shits. You see people out now with like their cameras putting it like directly in police face, and they're counting on you not doing that.
Right.
So for you to do that, keep doing it. People putting their physical like body on, they say white shield, and a group of white people run up because they don't treat the white shield the same way they do as the line of black people. So there is hope in that. It sucks that's where you have to find your hope, but you got to find hope.
Oh yeah, listen, it's not like, hey, we found this pot of gold, this rainbow. Did you see anything else fun? Like, no, of course not.
You never find hope for something good. Like, man, oh man, inside that pot of gold, cupcakes. Like, it's the good just gets better.
Yeah, no, we found a steaming pile of shit covered in vomit and like AIDS-laden syringes, and we pulled a 50 ball smooth out of it.
Right on time. That's gonna be my new shit, man. $50. Who will match?
I don't know. Everyone already did, dude.
Oh man.
He had to have seen Drake's post and been like, "This motherfucker."
He's like, okay, 100. You guys
twisting my arm.
Last thing I'll ask: what's the amount he could donate right now to get people off his back?
I think it's too late.
I don't disagree, but if he was just like, you know what, guys, I fucked up. I meant 50 grand. Here's 50 grand.
No, because people will point to Drake doing 100. So if he'd done that before Drake, yeah. But now I think it's even too late for that. Like, I think if he did $1 million, no one would clown him. And that's unreasonable, and I'm not asking him to do that. But that's where it's like, all right, 500,000, no one. Anything that's 6 digits, no one would clown him.
I think he's gonna have to be like, he's gonna come out with something really shitty and be like, guys, I invented this $800 shirt. 7% of the proceeds are going towards bail funds. What about the other 93 version? No, it's going to me. No,
yeah. Big blow. Yeah. Yeah, so that's the level of hope we're at. It doesn't need to be a lot. It doesn't need to be something huge or grand. It just needs to. I think it's the kids. The kids, they're all right.
No, they showing up, they're showing out, and they're gonna like blow past, like far exceed what we've done. And that's not to say that our generation hasn't done anything, because I think we're there was a generation before us. I'm not sure where that just dropped the ball. I think for everybody everywhere, and it's one of those I can't say like the '80s was pretty much drugs,
Yeah,
right? Like it wasn't an accident, so I can't say they. That's why I was like, I can't say they fumbled. But I'll say this: these kids now is with these shits because like along with that, they're also seeing it's 15, 16, 17-year-old kids out here like kidney failure because they're addicted to like prescription drugs. So they're seeing that. So it's some of these kids coming up like stone sober, not even judging, just like, nah, man. Like I've seen pictures. They show like kids in like wheelchairs, like legit can't stand up, 17, 18 years old, just because they've been taking Percocets for every day 3-4 years. So they seeing that, and these kids are gonna fuck shit up, man, in a good way.
Oh yeah, and it's like if you think about it too, it's like every time I try and think of like civility, like true civility, you got to go backwards to find out how we got here. And it's like, all right, for literal thousands of years, everyone was just by themselves wherever they grew up. And I mean, like internationally, like if you're from Iraq, like that's all you knew. If you were from like Ireland, like that's all you knew.
Who went to school with you and bought a house down the block, and
and that America was so unique in the sense that it was like no one except for people lived here. We got them the fuck out of the paint.
Ran away.
But we cleared it out, and we brought people from everywhere, and people had to fight to be accepted
by their choice. Yeah,
right. Yeah, I said brought. But we got people here from everywhere, and the elites, once they started doing the math and seeing the numbers, they started adding more people to what they consider white. Like I always tell people around here, Irish people have been white for less than 100 years. 2 white people.
I was gonna say, yeah, that's the line right there. But
yeah.
I don't
2 other white people, we've been white for about 100 years, not even. Like in Boston, we couldn't get jobs. Like, well, how does that make fucking sense? Boston,
man.
Yeah, it's not great.
Good times, yeah.
Yeah, that had to have been a mocking name originally in like 1937 or whatever.
Look at them, they're short because they don't have potatoes.
But it's like America was it's a social experiment. Like, let's bring people from all over the world, see how they act. And it took fucking a few hundred years of that to have water fountains that we could both use back to back, the same one, no less. And that was what, 60 years ago?
Yeah. Within our parents' lifetime. Like that's how in the parents, or at the least grandparents of people listen to this lifetime.
Right. So in the last 60 years, that's where we've been starting this like actually living together shit. And of course, there's been redlining, there's been segregation still, even if people don't want to call it that, there has. And that was happening without us really being able to still communicate with one another. And then the internet comes along. And I feel like the internet was the biggest mistake the government ever gave us if they truly wanted to keep us separate. Because that shit's so powerful. And I thought about that a lot this weekend from the sense that like they didn't expect Twitter and Instagram when they gave us this shit. They didn't expect us to have handheld cameras that could upload this shit instantly and actually tell like the truth, not the truth filtered through a newspaper that's owned by one political party or the other.
Right. Like the truth. Yeah, the truth that looks only one way.
Right. Like people, And we've had that type of internet for a decade. We've had internet for the last 20 years. And I truly believe that's what's helped tear down a lot of the bullshit. Now, there's people fighting against that on that very internet, but those people get, like, if you're not seeing the truth, you're intentionally shielding yourself from it. It's an intentional choice at this point.
Yeah.
To still think there's like a huge difference between you and I.
I mean, it's one of those, like, it's, you know, with a car, you can drive to work or you can run over protesters. With the internet, you can go on fucking Stormfront, or I can look and see a protest in France where they're chanting George Floyd's name. Like some shit that never would have happened. Like, was just physically impossible in my lifetime. So, like, the developments are wild. Like, the world is flat and the internet made it that way for... It's a lot more better than worse, but boy, the worst is the fucking dregs.
The worst stinks, but even my bigger point is like that level of civility we're at the infancy of.
Yeah,
Like people think of the word civilization and you go all the way back to like mud huts and shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like no. True civility is so fucking new.
Yeah, like wait till they have fucking 10G internet. I'm just thinking it and it automatically sends it. It puts it on a billboard in Hong Kong for some reason. Like,
like that's why these kids are so hopeful to me. Like that, like we grew up without it. Not grew up, but like the first like third of our lives without it. Like we had fucking cords attached to our phones. Like as the phone books, Withers, checkbooks.
Talk about some fucking door. Maybe we dropped the ball. Shit. Maybe we were the geeks all along.
No, because like even I like when I say these protests are bigger, I don't even mean that as a slight, and I hope no one took it that way to everything that happened with Ferguson, because that just felt like a huge stepping stone. Like this wouldn't be as grand as it would be without that happening first.
Yeah, like the pathway to any kind of freedom, change, rebellion, revolution, whatever you want to call it, it's never linear. Like that's just how it goes. It's steps forward or steps back. You take 2 forward, you take 6, or you get knocked back 6, and you finally catch up. This is one of those steps forward. We'll see. Like I don't know how long the staircase is. None of us do. So it's like I can't say if this is, you know, step 5 of 6 or it might be step 5 of 5 million.
Right.
It's a step, and we can hang our hat on that, doing our part to, I guess, push forward to the next step, or at the very least try to resist that blow that knocks everybody back. Or we could all just get 50 now.
A quick 50 ball. But yeah, treat that infant, keep everything in mind with that infancy, because it's one thing I do believe is important. Because it's like we can't fix this. Isn't a rip the band-aid off situation. Everything's going to be fine once that band-aid's ripped off. It will take time, and everyone wants easy overnight solutions, and this shouldn't even be a thing we need to fix, but like it should have already been fixed. What I'm trying to say, but it isn't. So it's one of those things like take the right steps. It looks like the youth is going, and their youth. Hopefully there's not another generation that drops the ball, something like that. But with how connected we are, I feel like it's impossible that we're not going in the right direction.
I hope, because it's a thing like why are they doing this? They should want peace and unity. Yeah, they do. That's exactly why. Exactly why they're doing this.
I also picture every time some dickhead says stuff like that, I'm just picturing people being like, this George Washington just needs to shut the fuck up, dude. Like, we got it pretty good over here. Pay the taxes.
What are they crying about? All that tea? Oh.
Let the British soldiers stay in your house. Like, what are we complaining about?
Like, it never anywhere, or I'll defy somebody to show me where it's like, we would like change or freedom, and the people in charge were like, no, absolutely. Oh no, yeah, come this way, please. Yes, more of my power, take it. The shirt off my back here. Like,
Yeah, someone said something about like they're talking about like the slaves didn't break out into song one day, and the slave master being like, "Huh, yeah, they're right."
Interesting. Yeah. So it's also a thing. People say they want things. It's one of those like, oh yeah, no, we got to go to war, keep the country strong. Okay, then you see what war looks like.
Yeah,
You see these pictures of war. You talk to anybody that's been over there, and if you talk to anybody that's been in war, I feel like the one thing I always hear is like, you never forget the smell. The thing,
yeah,
it's like you never forget that smell, and it's like, okay, you wanted the country to be protected. Okay, 100%. This is what that looks like.
yeah,
This is what that smells like. This is what that sounds like. These are the memories you're gonna have maybe for the rest of your life. So you want that, yeah. And again, it's not just that we go, hey, guys, you guys want to hand over those weapons of mass destruction? Yeah, no, right this way. Y'all thirsty? Y'all, can we get you something while we? That's not what it looks like. And this is that part of the process. It's unfortunate to look at, but that's the point. $50.
there have been a couple things to laugh at, which is nice.
I can't wait till he doubles down in the morning.
I think he already has said something else.
That's all. Yeah, he posted. He's like, "Listen, guys, I'm a black man, a very black man, a very, 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 very black man." He's like, "I fear for my life when I go grocery shopping in Chicago." I'm like, "That was very specific. You spend more than $50 at the groceries?" He's like, "Heavens no! I'd never drop a 50 ball at the market."
We blogged it, and someone tagged me in it like, "Oh, you only gave 50. You have 4 people, not just one."
Yeah, known multimillionaire Coley Mick.
When people think creatives, they think Virgil, they think Mick.
Pablo, it's Warhol, and it's Mick. Those are the 3.
Are we selling the hoodies for too cheap? Is that should we jack the price up? Mixtape?
Every hoodie, I think we should put a $50 bill. I think we should put a 50. Like, I know they're cost whatever. No, we'd lose thousands on it, thousands. But it's the right thing to do.
$50.
Like this one, if you lost $50, it's like you're mad. It wouldn't like ruin your day though, man. Like, it'd be like, damn, I knew I could have swore it was in that jacket. Now Virgil's like, yeah, no. Would you like to confirm $50 to end racism? Yes. You need my card number? No, sure. The credit 55.
Drill had a good tweet today.
I don't believe that for a second.
Oh, there are more. Oh boy.
I don't know about this.
The one I saw. Writing in God trumps racism and walking out of the voting booth, high-fiving the good cops with a visible load stain on my crotch.
You've done it again.
The writers of 2020 have pooped their pants on this one. Trademark, copyright drill. In solidarity with all the crap going on, I've poisoned my asshole.
One of us.
Yeah, I mean, you talk about a guy that just gets it.
What's the opposite of tone deaf? That's true. Get the most tone. Tone full.
Two-tone, yeah.
Two-tone drill, yes.
Tone like Hulk Hogan after he leaves the tanning salon.
Yeah, brother.
Rest in peace, George Floyd.
Yes.
I don't want to forget. Who's the woman from Louisville?
Breonna Taylor.
Yes.
Breonna Taylor. There's David McAtee in Louisville. I mean, way too many names. That's how many names it is. Too damn many.
No, I'm sure it's only those three and no one else. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't even know what I'm belly aching about.
Yeah, I mean, you want to list the white names, Tyler? We'll be here all night.
Yes, like wow, I didn't think you'd say that.
Yeah, Arthur Amesbury.
Yeah, I'm just going down. I'll go through the phone book like we used to do.
Yeah, stop just pushing back. Just listen. Listening is one of those things you can do that costs you nothing. I can't remember who was talking about. Someone was like, "Yeah, you just have a gut reaction to people." It's that empathy we were talking about before. People automatically want to have a reasoning and explanation. Like it's irrational. There isn't an answer. So listen.
If I have empathy for them, I can't have empathy for me. Will they care about me? Probably. Oh well, I didn't think you'd say that either.
So listen, do your part.
Before you tweet, ask yourself, which side of this am I on? And again, it's only two. And so if you find yourself, it's like, am I about to defend the justice side? If that's what I say I really want, or am I about to defend the racist side? Something to consider.
Time.